like, even if you remove him from one-on-one, if you just look at the way that he interacts with institutions, it suggests that this is somebody who has absolutely no idea about the real world, but also has no understanding of how the real world would view his interactions with things that don't exist in the real world. And what I mean by that is so state schools, you and I will know this, but maybe listeners don't, that state schools in terms of like real terms funding over the last like 12 years has just fucking tanked. And yet funding for private schools has gone up and up and up. And this is a stat that gets banded around on panel discussions and news analysis shows and so on. People are very aware of this, and people see the sizes of the classrooms that their kids go to increasing. And they read the headlines about how schools are thinking of closing at like 2 or 1 o'clock on a Friday because they can't afford their heating bills or they don't have the facilities and so on. So state school education is suffering. And then he's so detached from this that he doesn't even understand the optics of like, yeah, that's bad. I won't do anything to help there. But what I will do is I'll personally donate 50 grand to this private school. It's like, are you out of your fucking mind? Do you know how bad that looks, Rishi? Like, well, I was trying to do a nice thing.
I genuinely think they lack something. There's almost like, they almost lack a piece of their DNA that makes them able to be like this. It's like a lacking of compassion, like just human connection, And I feel like there's so much of that and I see it the more and more this is all new to me, right? I've only started doing media appearances and stuff like that in just over a year. This is all, spiraled. But what I see when I meet these sort of right wingers or these people in real life is that they genuinely don't care. They do not care. They go on TV, they spout their nonsensical bullshit opinion, they rehash these right wing like headlines, and then they go home and enjoy their day. They just don't care. And some of them, and this is a really cynical thing, not going to name any names, have basically said they just say it for a reaction.
Yeah.
Or they have to say the line that their paper needs them to say.
It's
not what they believe.
Yeah. So I think so I've heard this off other people. And I alluded to it when I was talking to Ian Dale last week.
Name drop, clang.
And yeah, cheeky name drop. Big things, Marina, big things. People are noticing. But yeah, I was like, I've heard from people who have taken part in various discussions. I think he thought I meant you, but I didn't. I've heard from people who have said, that when they talk to right wingers in the green room afterwards, after they've had a spicy debate about whether the NHS should be privatised or, whether we should send Shamima Begum back or whatever, they then freely admit, once the cameras are off and the boom mic has been moved away or whatever, then they say, I don't really believe that shit. And then it's like, what? Like, you were just shouting and banging it. And they're like, yeah, I just say, I just like making good TV. That's what I like to do. And then you're right. Then they go off home.
It ties into that Fox News story, which is off the scale insane, where Fox News anchors like Tucker Carlson and Hannity, they know that what is being told to their viewers, they know there's actually text message correspondence showing, they know this is horseshit. Yeah. And yet they have to tell their viewers what they want to hear. Otherwise, people will switch off. In fact, Tucker Carlson alluded to one of his messages where a reporter for GB News actually told the truth. And because it wasn't what the audience wanted to hear, Tucker Carlson was basically saying she needed to be fired because the share price of Fox News was dropping. Like, what the hell? That is pure dystopia, that they are just feeding lies because it keeps their share price up. That to me is insane.